Hi, my name is Erica Injati. I grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I work for the U.S. Forest Service on the Carson National Forest, which is based in Taos. Well, in my current role as a timber program manager, I oversee the administration and the overall management of timber activities on this national forest, the Carson National Forest. But my career has come a long way from initially graduating from college. And as a forester, as a field forester, just coming out of college, I spent a lot of time out in the field measuring trees, mapping timber stands, working out in the woods. And I think one of the greatest things about the job when I was working out in the field a lot was experiencing that solitude with nature. It's very easy to get caught up in the work and then all of a sudden stumble upon something spectacular like a baby elk bedding down in a thicket of trees. And because you were quiet and just doing your work, they didn't hear you coming and you didn't notice that you were approaching them until you're right upon them. Or all of a sudden coming up to, seeing a deer face to face, or just being so into the job that all of a sudden you're able to take notice of what's around you in nature and really appreciate it in a different way. Forestry is more than just being out in nature. It is very much a science-based field of study, and it's based on science principles, the management of trees for us to utilize them, harvest them, and then do so sustainably so we can continuously harvest trees is a scientific practice. We have skills of measuring trees and calculating growth, measuring the density of timber stands that involve math, some basic ecological principles of how different landscapes should look like, what desired conditions we want the landscape to be in. And we take a look back at history too and see what historical stands of timber look like. And so these are all applications within science and math that are important for forestry and general ecological restoration. When I graduated from high school, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to get into as far as a career. I knew I wanted to go to college, but I didn't really have a specific goal in mind for what type of degree. And I just started college with a basic curriculum that was orientated with math and science, because I knew I needed to get those foundations in, and kind of figured I would do something that would require that. Not too long after graduating from high school and starting my college career, I came across an opportunity to work for the government as a student intern through a forestry program. And that's really how I ended up going in forestry. Was I had the summer work experience that exposed me to what the career possibilities were. And I really fell in love with it because it encompassed everything from wildland firefighting to helping people obtain firewood that they could use to heat their homes, and then also timber sales and supplying wood for logging industry, and the output of that being timber, which people build their homes from. So I found the whole career fascinating and eventually decided to make that as my major. And because I had this exposure of a summertime job in the field, I then sought out an full-time internship program where I was going to school and then every summer working for the federal government as an intern. And that opened the opportunity for me just to work in different areas within forestry. And it made the understanding of my college a lot better because I had those applications that I could relate it to. And so just completing school while also working in the field, I found really helpful. And I had, like I said, I graduated with my bachelor's degree in forestry, graduated from college, and then immediately started working as a permanent full-time government employee. For me, high school was a very funky time. I I excelled as a student, but I was also trying to figure out who I was as a person. And sometimes that self exploration didn't align with being a good student. And so, although I had great academic potential, I sometimes didn't do that good in classes. I also had a job during high school, and that was really fun. And towards the end of my high school career, I really just wanted to make money. And so I tried to hurry up with my classes. I did some funky things with my schedule. Like I actually opted to take night school so I could work more on certain days and get more of an income. So definitely at the tail end of high school, I just wanted to finish, even though I didn't really know what I was going to do next. I knew I wanted to go to college. I didn't know what the ultimate goal was. So at the end of my high school career, I just really wanted to rush through it and get it over with. In the end, though, it's a very memorable time for me. Teachers and high school staff are there to be supportive. And so nobody expects the high school student to know what they want to do with 100% certainty in the future. And if you don't know what you want to do, that is okay. That is perfectly fine. Most adults just want you to be productive and to be a good person, to treat others well, and to give things your best shot.